Hey, I'm Michaela,
And I'm Nick.
and this is a completely legitimate movie podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special bonus episode of Completely Legitimate Movie Podcast. Today, we are doing a special episode for my birthday, which is in the middle of May. So, we're actually going to upload this a little bit before my actual birthday. But figured we'd do the same thing we did for Michaela's birthday. She's going to try and guess my top 5 movies of all time.
Fail epically.
And I'll explain what they are and why they are in that order.
What
But
they are and why they are.
what they are, what Gamora and why is Gamora. Yeah, this I know this was a little harder for you. I'm not the movie buff you are, so I don't talk about movies nearly as much. So I know this one was a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident on the first two, but whereas I talk about loving a lot of movies, I have only heard you talk about my picks for 1 and 2. So the other 3 were kind of a shot in the dark.
That's fair. That's fair. What did you think my number 5 movie of all time was?
Okay, so for 4 and 5, I kind of did a this or that, which may be cheating, but
Might be.
I put Scott Pilgrim versus the World or Sonic.
Oh, okay. Those are not my number 5 movies. Those are both good guesses, and Sonic is on here.
Ooh.
So you're on the right track. Scott Pilgrim versus the World is a good movie, but like I'm such a nerd because it's not as good as the comic.
And see, I could have guessed that, but I just thought like the main like girl. I'm like, oh yeah, like Nick probably had a crush on her when he was younger, and this is like nerd shit, so it's got to be on his list. But
That is a very good movie, and I love the comic for sure. But no, it's not on my top 5.
Womp womp.
So coming in at number 5 is the Lego Movie.
Ah,
And it holds a really special place in my heart. One, I was a Lego kid growing up. I loved Legos, but it was the first movie I took my son to
aw.
when he was old enough to go to the movies, and I had no clue it ended up being like it's basically a story about a father and a son.
Right.
So of course that hit me like right in the gut, and I was tearing up and everything. Of course, James was like 4 or 5 or something at the time, so he's not understanding why
He's
this
like, yeah, Legos.
exactly. He's not understanding why this is so emotional for me. But yeah, no, that's just like it's a core memory for me, and that's always going to hold a very special place in my heart. So it's like it's not my not my favorite movie of all time, but it definitely deserves a place on the list.
Aw, that's sweet.
Yeah, I suppose so. Uh, all right, what did you think? What did you think number 4 was?
Number 4. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I have Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny or Lion King.
Again, those are great movies that are just not on my list at all. And Tenacious D is a great movie, and I love that movie, but no, it's not on here.
Aw, bummer. Okay.
Why Lion King? I've never once talked about Lion King.
Because I was struggling so much with this list. I was grasping straws. Like, what is a Disney movie that holds some memory with Nick? Maybe it was the first Disney movie he saw. So I went straight for the Lion King.
No, if there's any Disney movie that I think would be my favorite, it's probably are we counting Pixar? Well, I was going to say Toy Story.
Oh, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. There's
But you
little
know what?
asses are at
It
Disney
doesn't
World.
it doesn't matter. None of those are on the list anyway. I thought it was going to be because I'll do like Lion King songs with my friend at karaoke.
No. Although that probably would have been more justifiable than me just being like, "Nick was 7 once."
It's true, I was. No, coming in at number 4 for me is The Muppet Christmas Carol.
And I should have put that on my list. I was thinking about that before we started doing this because you watch that movie every year.
Every year from November right up until Christmas Day, I usually watch at least 2 or 3 times. I will look at you and say, "No cheeses for us Mises," a lot,
Yes.
or, like, as soon as Halloween's over, I think I say that to you at least once a week. It's just every song is a banger in Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Michael Caine takes his role so seriously, like he's performing Shakespeare as he's talking with Muppets. It makes the whole thing that much better.
Right. No, that's like your favorite Michael Caine performance of all time.
It is like he was a great Alfred, but who fucking cares? He was Scrooge with Kermit. How do you live up to that?
Right, you
You
can't.
can't. All right. What did you think I had for number 3?
Well, I'm guessing because you said that Sonic was somewhere on the list, like, I'm guessing my number 3 guess is wrong, but I said the 2002 Spider-Man, the one with Tobey Maguire.
See, if I was gonna pick any movie from that trilogy, it'd be the second one. The second one was peak of that trilogy, but they're not on this list. It is Sonic. You're right.
I'm
Um,
right, but I'm wrong.
you're yes. You just had Sonic on the wrong spot. It's fine.
Right.
Um, but yeah, the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, because I've always been a huge Sonic fan my whole life.
What?
Anyone who knows me has stories about me wearing Sonic shirts to completely inappropriate events. My friends taking me to laser tag, and I come out of my apartment in a Sonic shirt, and they're like, "No, go back in and change." And I come out 30 seconds later in a different Sonic shirt, and they give up. Um, and I wear one at least once a week now, and I'm about to turn 36.
Don't ever
Uh,
change, you're
so
wonderful.
exactly, it broke that trend of video game movies being terrible. And I just really love how they characterized Sonic and gave him a backstory, which they don't do in the games, but they didn't like contradict anything from the
Right.
games or anything. I just thought it was a very like good love letter to a franchise I've been a huge fan of my whole life. So it sits in at number 3.
Right.
All right. Well, you said you were very confident in 1 and 2. So what do you have at number 2?
If I'm wrong, I am gonna just take the biggest L. I have number 2 as Blues Brothers.
Oh, you got it.
Yes.
Yes, number 2. My number 2 favorite movie of all time is The Blues Brothers. I think is maybe the best musical ever made. They will never top it. It's so quotable.
Yes.
We're on a mission from Gad. Like that's it's and there's so many things that I watched as a teenager that I didn't pick up on, like their piece of crap car holding up until the end of the mission from God, and then
Yeah.
it just breaks into a million pieces. I'm like, oh, holy crap. Um, and you and I, the listeners don't know, you and I went to Universal, Florida, when we got engaged, and what we made it a point to see the Blues Brothers performance.
Oh, yeah, you saw that car coming and we, like, booked it around the corner to go watch
It
them.
was so good. I'm such a big Blues Brothers fan. Um, it's a comfort movie. I can put it on and watch it, even though I've seen it a million times. But there's of course only one movie that outdoes it, and I am confident that you got this right. Um, what what do you think it is?
Slumdog Millionaire. No, I'm just kidding. I put I put Pootie Tang.
Yes, my favorite movie is objectively a really crappy movie. It's Pootie Tang, and I'm sure if whoever's listening either knows of Pootie Tang because it's someone who probably knows me personally, or someone listening to this and is like, "What the fuck is Pootie Tang?" It's POOTIE, new word TANG. Um, and it's a parody of all those like action movies from the 70s that were trying to be very urban. Um, this like street hero takes on corporate America with just the dumbest plot of all time. He's so hip and cool that he basically speaks in his own language,
Yeah.
which is so quotable because you don't know. And they even say in the opening narration, you never know what he's saying, but you always knew what he meant. And I'm like, I just will so many times quote the nonsensical stuff he says. Um, he just goes around beating people up with his belt.
Yeah.
Chris Rock plays both his father and one of his best friends. And there's no attention drawn to like them looking the same.
Yeah.
Um, and then the character Dirty D, who's supposed to be like this gangster, but he's actually just covered in dirt all the time. He's like, I gotta be dirty because I'm Dirty D. Damn it! Just Jennifer Coolidge is in there and just plays like this almost a Bond villain woman who
Yeah.
sleeps with him to be his weakness, but she's so ridiculous about it. It's it's the dumbest movie, and I swear I've watched it upwards of 100 times in my life.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I know we had been dating for not even that long, and it was like, "You have to watch this movie," because I had never heard of it. I had never seen it before, and this was when you were just like, "Oh, you have to watch
It
it."
and like I think I've told you this. That was kind of my litmus test for dating a girl. Like,
Yeah.
will you watch this movie with me? Because if you think it's funny, our senses of humor are probably gonna line up.
Right.
Uh, and then if you don't, you're probably gonna look at me like I'm a moron, and this wasn't gonna go anywhere anyway. Obviously, you passed the test. We've been married for a
Yay!
while.
For a while.
For a while. But good job. You got 3 out of 5.
Woo! You shouldn't count the 3rd one. You're too nice.
You got 2.5 out of 5.
Sure.
Okay, all right. Same way I got like 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, you did so much better with my list. I was just, like, shot in the dark. Maybe
You're
this'll be
too
it.
late. You get. Oh, I sang this time
Oh,
because it's my
yeah?
birthday. Uh, no, you did a good job. Especially since I don't talk about movies all that much.
No.
Uh, but yeah, that's our special episode. We hope you had some fun with it. And well, God, what are we reviewing next week?
You already told them we're doing Anora.
Yes, Oscar award-winning movie
Yes,
Anora.
it won Best Picture.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, but it sucks. I hate saying that, but I just was not confident in anything that won awards this last season.
Oh no, justifiably, they all sucked. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us this week, guys, and we'll be back next week with our regularly scheduled programming. Bye.
Bye.